Green, green, green. We are racing here at Interlagos. Poles leader and points leader Chris Britzer gets off to a great start, and here comes Akane Kirikawa around the outside, gets pushed wide out of turn number 2. Can Jiro Yakuin gain the place back? No, he can't. And Akane Kirikawa slots back into the second spot, still looking for a move around the outside, but it's not going to come. What a electric start from the young driver driving for Itasha Racing, trying to gain the second championship in 2 years. Let's get a look on board with Akane Kirikawa, and absolutely blinding start off the line. Actually spins the tires a bit, tries to go to the outside right here, and actually doesn't get pushed wide. The rears just do not grip, and it's understandable when you're going that far into the corner and around the outside. The rear tires aren't going to grip 9 out of 10 times, but she does a great job of holding onto the race car and ends up slotting in behind the points leader and current race leader from the pole, Chris Britzer. And here is the current battle for the lead between Akane Kirikawa and Chris Britzer. Britzer started from the pole, Kirikawa going to the inside. A rookie in this series, but a racing rookie, absolutely not finished great in the real world OTSP series last year. Grabbed a win, Inokutama, and trying to get to the inside, trying to bring Itasha Racing glory for the second year running. And that car is extremely fast today as she cuts to the inside. Chris Britzer driving defensive lines though, trying to keep the 53 behind him, but he does have the slower car at the moment. Those tires are burning up much quicker than he'd like them to, and here comes Kirikawa around the outside trying to hold it there. Britzer with another brilliant display of defense out of the corner, but goes a little bit wide, and here comes the 53 around the outside as we go on board with the 53. Can she hold it? Just barely, and goes through and takes the first spot. What a job by the 53 machine of Akane Kirikawa to take the lead out of the final couple of corners. Currently in the lead is the number 69 machine of Damon Vart. That is purely off of the pit strategy and not anything else. Oh, and we got a spinner in the background. Oh my goodness, and off the circuit is the number 9 machine of Tommy Shell Jr. as he takes a incredible off at corner number 1 and losing a tons of time on the racetrack, and he is not going to appreciate that one. Let's get another look from the outside here. Tommy Shell Jr. in the number 9 machine, going down into corner number 1 and just locks up the rears, goes around, almost flips over, but keeps all 4 wheels on the ground and gets the race car back going in the right direction. One more look here from the outside camera angle. There you see Damon Vart in the Bluff Racing number 69 machine out front, leading his first laps of the season, and right behind him as they head into the braking zone, the rear end just locks up on the number 9 machine. Nothing he can do except hold on, and honestly, very well done by Tommy to just lock the brake down. And right here he lets off the brake just a bit, and then right here he's going to lock him back up as the car slides on its side, trying his best to stay away from the wall. Gets it back in gear, and the car ends up with no damage on it as far as we can tell. There might be minor suspension damage, but I doubt anything that will affect this race. The only problem is now he is behind the 8 ball in terms of time and position. I said he lost about 3 spots in that pit cycle because of that. This is a battle further back in the top 10 between veteran Fabio Britzer and rookie Declan Turris in the number 10 machine around the outside, trying to look for a pass on the number 1, but it's going to be easier said than done because that 1 car has been very, very fast today. Remember, they've had a few good runs so far in the season. Overall, their pace has dropped because these rookies are just so fast, but it's been pit strategy that has put them behind most of the teams so far this season. And this is going to be a big run up the hill for Declan Turris, and it's going to be, can he get to the inside? Yes, he can. A big run down the front stretch. Oh my goodness, almost touching wheels here as they come down the front stretch. Oh, contact between the two. Oh my goodness, and Declan Turris saves it somehow as the two make contact, down into corner number 1. I don't believe there's any damage on either of the cars. How did they survive that one? Unbelievable. This is on board with Fabio Brizza as we come down the front stretch. You can see right here, 10 makes it to the inside, and he cuts back over, and I don't believe he thinks he's clear. And that is just a mistake on Fabio's part that could have ended much worse for the both of them. And somehow they both make it out of that relatively unscathed. Oh, and we've got a car with damage limping down the front stretch. Major damage on the number 2 of Wakana Gojo, which puts an end to another very impressive performance. And we've got Camden Parker and the Williams also into the wall. So it's a 2-car crash. And that will put the Canadian and Japanese drivers out of contention. Let's see here. This is on board with Camden Parker as he goes to the inside looking for a pass. Oh! And the two make contact, it looks like right rear to left front. So I'm wondering if Camden just thought he was clear and wasn't quite clear of the number 2 machine. And the two made wheel-to-wheel contact. See another look from the outside. Such a great run from the 76 to the inside. And yeah, that looks like it may have been on the 76 car coming up the racetrack. And heavy contact for both him and the number 2 machine of Wakana Gojo, who ends up with severe right front damage and left side pod damage as a result of the contact. Another look at it here as Camden comes to the inside, and right here he's just going to slide up the racetrack, and there is the contact, rides over the front left wheel. And yeah, I'm afraid that is on the Canadian as the two make contact up against the outside wall. We've seen that type of accident end up much worse in the past, but luckily both drivers stay on all fours, and 76 and 2 come together out of the final corner, and that puts us under full course yellows for the first time today, and takes out 2 of the midfield drivers that we were most looking forward to watching during this one. Now here is the battle for the third and final spot on the podium. Kana Arima in the Red Bull Junior machine to the inside, already a win on the season. Jiro Yakuin trying to hold the line around the outside, but he leaves space for the Red Bull Junior team driver side by side for the third spot. And Kana Arima goes through and takes it as she goes on the curbs to complete that pass, and takes the third spot away from Jiro Yakuin. Take another look at that pass on board with Kana Arima to the inside. She gets a bit of a run out of the second corner, excuse me, the third corner. And right here, Jiro anticipates that she's going to be side by side in the corner, but she's really not. She's backed out of it. Oh, almost loses it on the curbs there, but holds on to it, and that is a clean pass as she did not go 4 wheels off of the racetrack. Oh, and big crash further back. Major damage on one of the cars on its side, and I believe that is Wyman Malinovic in the Okadai Motorsports machine. And he's gone off in a big way, evidently, as there's parts strewn across the road and the car is on its side, seemingly with no wheels. And it is Wyman Malinovic. This is an accident that we've seen time and time again. Gets on the inside curbs. The car snaps loose. Goes around backwards. And, well, you'll see the result as he backs it in to the outside wall at an extremely high rate of speed. The car pops up into the air and ends up rolling over onto its side. And I believe it was DeMarcus Fenhouse who received the damage last year at this corner. Relatively the same circumstances that caused the accident, and regardless, that is a major impact into the wall, sends the car onto its side, and takes him out of contention. Let's go on board. Yeah, just loses the rear end of the car. Heavy rear end contact into the outside wall and rolls over on its side. And And the battle for the lead is once again on as we are back underway. And the green flag is in the air. And we are once again racing here at Interlagos. Look at how close this 77 is as he goes to the outside in corner number 1. Can he hold it? No, he goes wide. Akane Kirikawa for the moment retains the lead as they come out of the corner. Bad exit to turn number 2, and that's going to give the opportunity to the 77 of Chris Britzer to go around the outside. Not enough of a move there yet. He cuts back to the inside. Will this be the move that decides the race? Chris Britzer to the inside, locks up the left front, and causes the 53 to go wide. And Chris Britzer takes the lead for the second time in the Grand Prix. What an impressive drive by driver number 77. Started on the pole, and due to a well-timed caution, at least for Chris himself, he finds himself back in the lead of the race that slipped away from him at the beginning of the race itself. You can see right here, goes to the outside, trying to get around. The 53 closes the door. And then right here, you're going to hear the lockup. And the 53 anticipated that, went a bit wide to compensate for the 77 being there. And that ends up with the 77 taking the lead of the race and driving off with it. Oh, and we've got a car in the gravel trap further back. And that is Chaz Brazian in the number 14 Prema Racing machine. And that might cause the yellow to come out once again. That is not what Chris Britzer wanted. This is battling inside the top 15. And let's see if we can take a look. Oh, and on its side, upside down, is the number 12 Torment GP of Ryan Bone. And Brazian gets stuck in the gravel trap. Let's go on board with Ryan Bone. He gets a monster run out of the corner, gets blocked by Chaz, gets onto the grass. There's a little bit of contact right there. Chaz is giving him room, and he closes up. Oh, and that's... unfortunately, that's probably Chaz moving under braking, and a big flip as he rebounds off of the tire wall and lands back on all fours. Here's another look. Coming down the straightaway, side by side, down into the braking zone. They're at the 100 mark, and right here, watch the number 14 machine. He's coming over just a bit and tries to close off, and the 12 just runs right over the right front tire. You can see it get up onto its side, rolls up and over, skids on the roof. And as this is happening, the number 14 skids back across and gets into the gravel trap itself. And then right here is where it gets a little scary. The car on its side, skating along still, and this is going to be a hefty lick into the tire wall, bounces up into the air, flips over twice, and it's going to be 3 times right here as it comes crashing back onto the tarmac. And that will be not what Ryan Bone wanted the end of his race to look like. The full course yellow comes out for the 3rd time in the race. 2 of the rookies crash into each other. We'll be back after this. 1 lap to go, this time by pole sitter Chris Britzer, trying to hold off one of the strongest cars all day, Akane Kirikawa. 1 lap is left. White flag is in the air. The next flag will end the race. A big lockup into corner number 2. Akane Kirikawa on old tires. Both of these drivers on old tires. Kirikawa now closing the gap just a bit. It's now within 2 car lengths where it was 4 before. And now it's down to 1, shrinking the gap as Kirikawa. Chris Britzer gets a good run out of the corner, so too does Akane Kirikawa. Both of these drivers on the absolute limit, pushing their cars to the furthest extent as we go to the outside, cutting back in for the sharp line. Britzer still retaining the lead. And Kirikawa late into the braking zone, trying to go around the outside, trying to find any room to make up time as they head through the low speed corners. In the middle of the lap, this is when you want to make up time so that you can get them down the front stretch. A big arc, and here comes Akane Kirikawa. This is how Chris Britzer lost the lead in the first place. He's got it covered this time, though. Kirikawa tries to get there, but Britzer holds her off. Down into the last couple of corners. Oh, Britzer still retaining the lead. And Kirikawa's going to have to slot in behind. Out of the final corner, Chris Britzer looking for a second on the season. Kirikawa her first. Side by side, coming to the line. A big run out of the final corner for Kirikawa. It's going to be close. Coming to the line, coming to the stripe. And Chris Britzer gets it by a nose. Unbelievable. Second win of the season for Chris Britzer. And he gets it at Interlagos. What a way to end it off. And for the second weekend in a row, we have a dead heat at the start-finish line. Side by side, almost banging off of each other. And the 77 of Chris Britzer is going to edge out the 53 of Kirikawa by that much at the line. Unbelievable. And very clean racing by these two. All the way to the flag. No contact between these two the entire day, when many more were finding each other. And that is win number 2 on the season for Chris Britzer.